This computer. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our sneak peek. We are so excited to be doing this sneak peek into coaching and the coach life and all that we do. And so we actually love running these sneak peeks and kind of question and answers because, we're always posting about the things that we do in this business and the community and just all aspects of it. And so a lot of times we get a lot of questions. And so this is our time to talk before this, so we all get to chat and talk to each other and have fun and laugh about things, and then we get to come on and talk to you guys and do a quick sneak peek about what we do, how we do it, what it's all about, and really just answer questions, because I think so there's so many questions that people will give us. And so what we've done is we wrote down all the questions that were asked in the last week, and so Ashley is holding on to them, and then she's going to be asking. And so these are just such great questions that sometimes you don't even think about right now. And so we've all been doing this for so long, but we are so excited to share this opportunity. So my name's Farron, and I started out as a coach about 4 years ago. And so I'm a mom of two, and I started this. I had my second child, and I always had like pretty bad postpartum depression. And I was realizing that what I was missing was community and being a part of something. And so when you have two kids, and so, we have a lot of moms on our team, a lot of not moms. But I feel like being around other moms and is you realize that is like the biggest thing that you miss when you become a mom. You're like, who am I? I don't know who I am anymore. Who is Farron? And so, and then add on depression, a crying child, like I was a hot mess. So when I found this community and I found Beachbody and I found fitness accountability groups and I found positive, like-minded women, I just dove all in. I was like, this is freaking awesome. I love this. So I joined in for the discount. I love, to save money. So if you're like listening on and you're here because you're like, I like a good discount too. That was like the main reason. Like, I want to get a discount. I was on unpaid maternity leave. So when I started, it was just my husband's income, and that's just how I got started. But then I remember going to work, and I'm a CAT scan tech. And so my scrubs were getting a little bit looser. I was bringing in my cup with me, I was bringing out my portion containers. And people were like, oh my gosh, you're happier. And my clothes weren't fitting as well. And I was talking about this opportunity, and I was saying, oh my gosh, I love what I do. I just freaking love this. And that's how it started. It was just simply sharing what I was doing and talking to people around me about it. And it was like, I made my first paycheck, and I was like, this is awesome. I get this opportunity to share, this opportunity with other people. I get the opportunity to give moms back to their kids. And I got to watch moms start exercising with their children and go and do more things with their families. And I got to watch women love themselves and saying that they, for the first time, they felt comfortable in a bathing suit, or just, gosh, like I think the biggest one has been women feeling comfortable in shorts. Like, you don't realize how much you hate shorts until you gain some weight, and then and you can't wait to put them back on when you feel good. So, I mean, like, any woman can relate to that. And so, giving everyone back their Lilly Pulitzer shorts is like the best thing ever in this like business opportunity. So, so that's how I joined in. And so, where I was then, I had no following on social media. I didn't have an Instagram. I had 300 friends on Facebook. For a while, my profile was private. I didn't really share a whole lot. And, I didn't have a whole lot of like friends or like a big, thing. When you're mom of two, it's just you and your kids, and there's not much going on. I wasn't a part of all these clubs or anything. And so to start there and not have anything, to being able to build a business to where, now I have matched, full-time income, I've matched my husband's income, and I'm able to stay home and, be with my kids. Like, it's an option, that I get to be home with my children. And so if there's nothing in the whole world that would ever replace that feeling right there, is being able to stay home and have the option to do whatever I want, work wherever I want, build my business of my dreams, and be able to help other women. So, so that's a little bit about me. And I wanted you guys to all hear, that is like one of the questions that I know that I get, like, people that are like, I don't have a social media. There's no way how would I do this? Or I don't have a following. I don't have a ton of friends. And then we're like, girl, we got you. Like, we will help you. And like, you don't have to have a million friends. You just take one step at a time. And we teach you how to do this, how to make it. We've already done it. all of us in here are successful. We've already done all of these things, and then we teach you how to do what we know how to do best. So I'm going to turn it over to Ashley. She's got some questions. It's going to be awesome.
All right, guys. So my name is Ashley. I am a coach, obviously, on the team as well. And I've been doing this for just over 4 years. And I've got some questions that I'm going to go over and I'm going to talk to you guys about. But my biggest question that I get is, what is a coach? So my story actually begins right here. I'm currently in my kids' playroom, and it started right here on this spot on the floor where I specifically remember sitting on this floor crying, not knowing what the heck was going on. Like, I couldn't control the crying, realizing that I too was in like serious postpartum depression. I think my son was 3.5 at the time. He came up to me and was like, "Mommy, why are you crying?" And I couldn't even give him an answer. So it is right here where I kind of hit my rock bottom. And then it was that night, scrolling on Facebook in the middle of the night, probably 3 a.m., nursing my daughter, when I came across my coach, which is Farron, her transformation post. And I was like, you know what? Just a couple months ago, she was in this exact spot that I was in. And look at her now. Like, she was happy. She was smiling. She looked amazing. And I was like, if she can do this, I can do this. So the simple question of what is a coach? It's just somebody who's always going to be there, somebody who's got your back, somebody to cheer you on, a glorified cheerleader, like just someone who is going to help you when you need it. Like she said, all we do is just share our story. We share our journey and we share what's working for us. And if people want to join, great. And if they don't, no big deal. But if just by sharing what we're doing every single day, being a product of the product, showing people that, you know, you don't need any diet pills. You don't need any quick fixes. You don't need any of that stuff. The secret to success is just exercise, balanced nutrition, support, and accountability. Like those 3 things together. And that's exactly what we have to offer. All of our programs are laid out for us. We don't have to worry about what we're doing with the weights. We don't have to worry about making sure we have the right balance with fitness and our cardio and weights and all of that stuff. The trainers do that for us. We have all of the tools for success. It's just a matter of us sharing those tools and showing people what works and what has worked for us, and then all of the different options that they have. The big thing is finding out what people need from us. Maybe sometimes it's just people need just a support. Maybe they just need a friend. Maybe it's just somebody to check on them once a week. Maybe it's just the accountability group that we do. Maybe they want to be a fly on the wall and just see what's working for other people. And, maybe they're really introverts like me. Where for me, like, it took me a while. Like, I think I was in a group for maybe a week before I actually posted anything. It took me 6 months to actually put out a transformation. Even though I was a coach still, it still took me 6 months to share my full transformation story. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a push. And for me, I got that push being at Coach Summit. I always like to talk about my first Coach Summit and bringing that into it, because that's when I realized what was possible with this company, all of the lives that were being changed, the success stories, and not just talking about like financial success stories, but like the physical success, like the people that were losing the weight, people that were getting their life back. And just for me, being a part of the team, being a part of this company, like truly only wanting to change people's lives and not really worrying about selling. And I remember my very first, I'm kind of going off topic a little bit, but I remember my very first trip that I earned with this company. The CEO sat in front of his huge group of leaders, like the top people of this company. And he sat in front of them and said, "I don't want you to sell a single thing. Like, I don't want any of you guys to just go out and sell something. I want you guys to help people. I want you to make an impact. I want you to change lives." And like, for a CEO of a company to sit in front of his top people and say, "Don't sell a freaking thing, like, don't go out and sell anything, just change lives." Like, that to me, it stuck with me for 3 years, I think it was, that we've been on that trip. So I specifically remember that. I remember being at my first summit and seeing the lives changed and the people walking across the stage that were in the the Beachbody Challenge. I keep saying champions, but the Beachbody Challenge, where these are the people that like have lost significant weight, where these programs and the nutrition plans and all of that stuff, and because of their coach's support, they were able to get their life back. They were able to be successful with just their health. And, you know, I don't know, I'm kind of like going off, but but like those things, those are what makes me excited about being a coach. And I feel like me showing up every day, and maybe it's just sprinkling a little bit of motivation, maybe it's just sprinkling a little positivity, just sharing what I'm doing every single day, getting messages from people, just saying like, hey, like what you're doing is inspiring me. Today I got up and I took a walk with my daughter, or today I chose to eat this instead of this, and it's because of your post from yesterday. Like that means the world to me. So basically, what is a coach with all of that? Is just somebody who's always going to have your back, just sharing who you are, what you're doing, and spreading positivity. And the world that we live in today, like there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of negativity, and we just want to spread joy. So that's what a coach is. Does anybody have anything to share with that? Because I went all over the place. No? All right. So like Farron said, I got a list of questions that we get asked a lot, especially in the past week or so. So I'm going to start with the next question, is that I don't want to sell anything to my family and friends. So there's a lot of companies out there, and you know, I know that you've probably been added to certain groups for selling this or selling that. And you know, I've gotten asked this question a lot, where people are like, I don't want to be one of those annoying people that want to go and sell things to my family and friends. So I'm going to shoot it over to Beth, and Beth is going to talk about how we don't just sell things.
All right. Hey, everyone. So I joined Beachbody as a customer, and then my coach was like, hey, you could be a coach for a discount. And so for me, which is fair. And so for me, I always chalk that up to going to Kohl's. Everybody loves going to Kohl's. And so when you come home and your husband's like, oh, hey, how much did you spend? You always start with how much you save, because they always circle that at the bottom of the receipt. So it's sort of like going to Kohl's, you know, when you are with Beachbody and you're buying your products, you want to save money. And so sign up, save money. I mean, that sounds like a deal to me. So I signed up as a coach, and as soon as I signed up as a coach, I started sharing my journey. And it was a journey that was really hard for me to share. And I think I'm actually getting really good at it now. I have helped a lot of people. I actually just got a message on Facebook from someone who is an officer, and he said to me that his daughter thinks that she is suffering from what is called endometriosis. And so, oh, that's my bedtime reminder. And so, so anyway, long story short, I do suffer from endometriosis. It's a chronic illness, and I have had 8 surgeries because of it, and one was an emergency hysterectomy. So my fitness journey has been like a yo-yo because of it, and I did use it as an excuse for a really long time. But when I signed up as a coach, I said, you know what, no more. And so I put myself and my health first. And then I thought, well, I remember what my mom had said when she had received a message from someone asking if she was on a fitness journey. And, you know, she said, I don't need this in my life. And I got a pit in my stomach, because I was like, well, great. I'm super excited about being a coach. I love doing this. And now my mom, like, doesn't even want to be on a fitness journey. And so it was hard for me, because I thought, well, if my family doesn't believe in it, then maybe I shouldn't believe in it either. And then I thought, no, you know what? There's got to be somebody out there who needs this. So I continued to share and inspire and motivate other women. And I would walk down the halls of the school where I teach, and I would get stopped in the hallway, and people would be like, I love your workout videos. They're so inspiring. I love your posts. They're so motivating. And they would say, you know, please keep doing that, because I love seeing it. And I did. And then all of a sudden it led to people asking questions, people signing up with Beachbody because they wanted to put themselves first, which then it turned me into hitting Success Club every month as a coach. And so I've hit Success Club since January. So January, February, March, April, we're in April now. And I just received a notification that I'm going to be in a test group with a trainer for a new program, which actually starts May 11th. And I'm, and I am going to be honest, I am nervous, but what makes me excited about all of it is that I'm going to have so much support with not only the women you see here, but everyone else that is coaching with us. And then also with all the girls that are in my own personal accountability group. And so coaching is very exciting. You don't have to feel like you're going to have your family and friends just right there cheering you on. And you are actually going to have to win over the closest people to you. You're going to have to work harder for that. I actually had a distant cousin sign up with me a week ago. And then I had my dad's brother's daughter. She signed up with me a few days ago, and she messaged me, and I'm gonna try to be happy about it. And she said, I really need this. I really want to join with you. And I thought, crap, like, it's finally like my family's finally seeing what I'm doing. And, they want that too. And so she joined my accountability group, and she has been posting her workout photos, her sweaty selfies. She has tried making Triller videos. She has been posting what she eats. She posts this most amazing salad today that I wanted with homemade salsa on it. And it's nice because I think for me, when you show up every single day and they keep watching and they keep seeing it, and over time, they're finally like, oh, okay. Yeah, I want to do this too. And the moment you stop showing up, you're giving them permission to not try, to not go for it. And so you don't have to have your family there on your sidelines, but over time, they just might. So anyway, that's what coaching is for me. And definitely follow along with our group for the test group, the test program that's about to happen in a week.
All right, that's awesome. No, and I 100% agree with you. It's so crazy because your closest friends and family, they are the ones that are like harder to inspire. But when they finally come around and when they're like, you know what have you been doing? That's like, gosh, it makes you like want to cry happy tears because you're like, yes, because they're the ones that you really truly want to help. And because they're your close family and friends and you love them and you want them to be around forever and you want them to be healthy. So totally understand that one. All right. So moving along, another question that we have, and this one is a huge one. It's, what if I'm not at my goal weight? So a lot of people think that they have to be at their goal weight. They have to shed all of the pounds. They have to be fit and, all of these things in order to be a coach. And that could not be any more further from the truth. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot it over to Ashley. And she is a perfect example of this because she got fit, she got pregnant, and now she's working on her own transformation story. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself.
Okay, so this is a big one that I'm super passionate about because it's actually happened twice. I got fit, got pregnant, got fit, got pregnant, and here we go again. So at my first pregnancy, I kind of backed off from coaching, which is like one of my biggest regrets in my life because I wound up really suffering from postpartum depression and anxiety like Farron and Ashley did. And I already knew what this community was because I had jumped in prior to my pregnancy. So it was like the first thing that I gravitated towards when things started getting a little harder and more difficult after my son was born. And then once I jumped back in, I haven't ever backed off because I just love all these people so much. And you guys just all keep me motivated and keep me going. So let's talk about goal weights because I am on journey number 3 so far and have never, ever, ever been at my goal weight. I've never been in the pants size that I've had a goal to get to, but I'm always striving for it, which is a big deal. But for me, it's been a lot about trying to focus on the fact that that number on the scale isn't what's going to impress anybody. It's the fact that I have 2 kids and that I wake up and show up every single day and jump into my groups and encourage people and motivate people to do the same thing. It's just crazy to me that at first I did kind of think like, wow, I'm not like worthy to be a coach because I don't have a big transformation. I'm not the size I want to be. But it's just not even about that. Your ability to inspire somebody is so much bigger than losing X amount of pounds or wearing a size 2 dress. It's just being a strong person. I wrote notes because I don't want to forget anything because I really, really love this. But for like being a coach just really helps you stay focused because there's more than you on the journey now. So if it's you trying to show up for you every day, sometimes that's not enough. So once you start like inspiring people and bringing people along on your journey, you have someone else to show up for. You have that other mom or that college student that is really struggling with their self-image and self-love, and you have the power and ability to show up and make their life completely different. And that is humongous. We have so much love in our group, and I never want anybody to think that there's a limit, like a size limit on what we do. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. But
I love I just want to chime in because when I was like started to write down, I couldn't get it fast enough what you said about there's no like limit, to your like, you know what I mean? There's no weight to inspire.
yeah.
And I just think that's so awesome.
I guess I did have one other thing that I remembered. Like the whole idea of having a goal when you're a coach. When you start your journey, yeah, you have a goal weight, you have a way you want to look or a size you want to be. And then you might get there, and that's awesome. But then from there, when you're a coach, you start setting all these other goals. Your goals become not about you anymore. They become about helping more people and about helping your coaches and your challengers meet their goals, which is awesome.
Yeah, so I'm going to chime in also because I think a lot of it is when you're not at your goal weight and you're sharing your transformation story, like as you go through it, you're more relatable to people because people are going to see you transform in front of their eyes. Like it's not like you're just showing a before and after, like, boom, here's my before and after picture. Nobody sees the transformation happen. Nobody sees you struggle. Nobody sees you screw up. Nobody sees you fail. Nobody sees you succeed. They don't see the whole story, so they can't really relate to you. It's just kind of like in the middle of the night when you're flipping through the channels on TV because you can't sleep because of insomnia, and you see those infomercials of all these different weight loss products, whether it's the pills or these crazy machines or contraptions that like will do something to your booty. I don't even know what it is, or the shake weight, like all of these things you see these transformations and it's just a picture, but you don't see the story. So it's like, I don't know, is that really possible? And I say that because I specifically remember, because I also suffer from insomnia. I specifically remember being awake one night, not being able to sleep, going into my living room, turning on the TV, and I saw a 21 Day Fix commercial. And I was like, there is absolutely no way in hell anybody can get these results in 21 days. And I think it was after my 5th day of seeing that infomercial that I finally just bought the DVDs, and then I ended up getting pregnant. So they just sat on my shelf and collected dust. I think I did like 2 workouts until I became a coach and found the accountability and stuff. But I really truly think that like being able to share your story and people seeing what works and what doesn't, and you fail and succeed and all of that stuff really, really makes you relatable. And that's what people are gonna like join for. So yeah, awesome. All right, so moving along, our next one is, so this is a big one. because everybody wants to talk about money, right? Everybody, especially when it's a business opportunity, people are like, okay, well, how can I make money? Well, I'm going to tell you before I shoot it over to Katie for her to talk about this is you do not join something like this for money. And, actually, real quick, I'm going to shoot it over to Farron because she has a great quote that you always say about money. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I say you do not deserve to make an income unless you're making an impact.
Yes.
But you know what's crazy? Like, I love that this like chatter, Ashley, because this is so fun. I feel like we all want to talk. But everybody on here, when she said that, I knew exactly what Ashley was going to have me say. Because, and like the first time I said it, I remember her being like, "That's right." And we have said that on every coach sneak peek and every time people have joined. And so we have said, like, if you're like, no, I only want to make money, I don't want to help people, then we don't want you. This team is not for you. And I feel like us being able to say that is like, we make the decision who's on our team. Like, we're kind of interviewing you. And then we're like, if you're that type of person, then we won't be on our team. Like, this is, we have created a community where you're only here if you want to help people. And I was looking around when she said this, I was like, every single person on this call, I mean, every single person on our team for real, but it's just really cool because every single person said, I can just remember every single person. I mean, like from Beth, who is having, crazy success, is in this test group. Her first thing that she told me was like, I don't even care about making money. I just want to help one person. I just need to help somebody. Like, she was very adamant. Like, I don't even know what my paycheck is. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I love that. And then from Katie, like joined in, I just want to help a woman. Like, that's it. And, and Ashley, like, it's just amazing. And so, and I think that's so great.
I didn't even know we got paid for it.
Yeah, I know. She didn't. She's like, oh, I make money from this? Like, Oh, and then Ashley got invited to a trip. I mean, actually all the girls on this call, we've all been like invited to Success Club trips. Like, there is success on this team. But it's like, she got invited to a trip and she was like, well, how did I get that? Like, it was just, which means you don't actually have to be slimy or weird or anything in this business. You just have to say, I just want to help people. And like,
lead with passion, and you'll be successful. All right. But since there is an opportunity to make an income, I'm going to go ahead and let Katie talk about that.
All right. Hey guys, I'm Katie. I just want to go over a little bit about my story before I start talking about the money stuff. So I joined as a coach about a year ago. It'll be a year on Saturday, actually. So I started like a lot of other women on this team. I started off as a customer. I have two children. I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. And it was after I had my second child that I kind of hit a breaking point. I was 4 months postpartum and I just didn't like what I saw in the mirror. Like, and I know that a lot of women get there. Like, you have these beautiful babies and then you're like a different person altogether. You don't realize who the person is in the mirror anymore. Like, you don't recognize them. So I don't know. I remember just crying in my closet constantly, like not finding any clothes that fit. I was in between sizes, maternity clothes and regular clothes. And I just knew that I needed to do something for myself. So it was actually my birthday weekend that I was like, you know what, I'm joining this. I'm doing this for me because I never do anything for myself. So I actually saw Farron, who is my coach also, and she was running a free group at the time. And I was like, you know what, it's free. I'm going to join. I'm going to do this. So I did it. And my first month I lost 13 pounds and I was like, hey, this really works. And she was like, well, if you join as a coach, you get a discount on the products and you might even be able to inspire some other people because you're so inspiring already. So I was like, all right, well, I like getting discounts. So I was like, all right, let's do the discount. So I originally joined just for the discount. And I know a lot of other people said that too. But then after that, it just kind of evolved into me helping others and them seeing like what I was doing in my own journey, asking me what I was doing. So I was able to share with them, the success that I found with it. And that's really what made me want to keep being a coach, like helping others. So about making money, as everyone has already said, like, you have to be in this business in order, like, you have to want to inspire people first. That's first and foremost. It's not about making money. It's about inspiring first. And then, the money falls into place kind of. And I remember when I first joined, my husband was like, okay, well, how much is this going to cost us? The husbands are always worried about the money part of it. Honestly, with Beachbody, it's not that much of an investment at all. I feel like I've heard Farron say this before, but it's honestly an investment in yourself. So you are your first customer in this business. You have to get your own results first, kind of invest in you. So it's, $160 to invest in you. You get the results, and then you kind of pay it forward from there. And I always say that, like, I could drop $160 totally easily at Target in 5 minutes. So it's totally worth it. And you're really getting the money back if you're getting the 25% off discount anyway. So you are your first customer. Along with that, you need to be a product of the product. So you need to be drinking the shakes. You need to be like testing out the programs, all the supplements and everything, because you're going to be able to sell it better once you're more knowledgeable about the product. Also, when you're getting the results with all the programs that you're doing, you'll be able to help other people along their journey and inspire them to do the same. So you can make a lot of money in this business, but Beachbody actually has 13 different ways that you can make money. But first and foremost, you're getting 25% commission on all the products and programs that you're selling. But along with that, they have like 12 other bonuses that you can be making. So it can spiral to make a lot of money in this business, including trips. So I know Ashley did touch on this, and so did Farron. So they've both been coaches for 4 years now. I think they've gone to like 3 or 4 trips that Beachbody has completely paid for. They were actually able to treat their family to trips. So that's amazing. That's like making money in itself, obviously. Let's see. Sorry, I'm like, Ashley, I also have notes here. So the last thing that I'll touch on is that the best people who are coaches, like the most successful coaches in this business, are the ones who are coachable. So you have a coach yourself, or when you join, you will have a coach yourself. Honestly, we have all the tools, and Ashley did say this before, we have all the tools to give you success in this business. Beachbody is very specific about like giving you all of the trainings that you need and all the tools for success. And with our team, specifically Motivated to Inspire, we are all about helping each other. Like, we are a team. We are not individuals in this. We always want to help one another to be the best versions of ourselves and to be the best coaches that we can possibly be. So we're honestly here to help you. And if you have any questions about anything, like we're here to help you with any coaching that you'd need to do anyway. So honestly, you just have, and it all goes back to having the drive to help others, the passion to help others, wanting to be the inspiration in somebody's life, wanting to change a life, and just going out and doing it.
Love it. Yes, all of it. In addition to the success trips that Katie was talking about, so Farron and I have actually earned 4 success trips. We've successfully gone on 3, but thanks to COVID, our last one to Punta Cana got canceled. But we are already invited and working towards earning the whole full paid for vacation to Mexico. So hopefully all will be right in the world next year, because we are going to celebrate the heck out of that trip, because it's going to be like 2 trips in one. But a big thing is that for me, I always wanted to so my husband's super, super supportive of everything that I do. But I wanted to show him that this was going to do something for us. And I swear, like Farron said, I had no idea that I even got invited to this trip. It was my first Punta Cana trip. And I was like, how did I even do that? She's like, you got to go. And I'm like, it's in a couple months. There was absolutely no way. And, she's like, the trip's paid for. You earned enough to pay for this entire, you don't have to pay for your stay. All you have to do is pay for your airfare. And I was like, oh, really? And I turned to my husband. I was like, we're turning 30 this year. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. And, initially I was going to decline, and I was like, that was going to be so stupid of me to decline this free trip. And then last year, Farron and I we took our families, our entire family, on a cruise. I'm a family of 5, and in the real world, that wouldn't have been a cheap trip at all. but it was definitely a trip that I would never have taken if it wasn't for coaching, because I'm not really a cruise person to begin with. And the idea of taking my 3 kids on a cruise, like, that just scared the crap out of me. But it was pretty much a free trip and I wasn't going to pass it up. And it actually ended up being one of the most amazing trips I've ever been on. So there's that. But there's also other things like NLC, which is a new leader conference, which some of our coaches are pushing for. I went last year, and Farron went the year before I did. And that is a opportunity where you get to go to Los Angeles and you get to visit headquarters and you meet the celebrities. And, you know, we've met celebrities or the celebrity super trainers before. A lot of our quarterly events, you have opportunities to meet some of the trainers that are being guest speakers there. There's other things like Summit, which is our big coach conference, where you can meet some of the celebrity trainers. But I feel like New Leader Conference, and, you know, Farron's been to Leadership, which is another conference in Arizona, right? Arizona, I think it is. Those kinds of conferences, though, are more laid back, and though they're more relaxed and the trainers have more time. And, you know, I was going to post this picture tonight and talking about how the first time, you know, I've met Autumn a few times. She's the creator of 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, 80 Day Obsession, all these programs. But that was the one time when I met her in LA, I actually was able to have a conversation with her. Like, she was actually just like any other person. So those are just kind of really awesome perks that go along with it, because being able to look at some of the trainers that have literally changed your life and just being able to say, like, thank you so much for creating a program that has actually worked, something that is actually I've been able to stick with. Because if you're anything like me, you've tried other things, you've tried multiple things and most likely failed, but this is the one thing that has stuck for me, and I know it's stuck for a lot of people, or you wouldn't be here. So
before and we're like talking about all the things that we've done, like trip wise, but I feel like that's like Katie said, that's like making money in itself. I feel like that's something, you know, add that to your pay for the year, because like that's just crazy. My husband and I said the same thing after we went on a cruise. We're like, there is no way we would have been on like that cruise ship, you know, we were on balcony. I mean, just no. So but something in particular that our team does, which is really cool, is we do retreats. And so I like to add that one in for money, because, you know, for me, when I first started, like getting a paid for vacation, like just for me, like a mom's vacay or like getting away meant everything to me. And it just, you know, and sometimes I think like that saved me, like being invited to go to a retreat and being there in like a baller house. I mean, like MTV Cribs house. And then you're walking around and like people are bringing you food and drinks and, hey, what can I help you with? And what, you know, whatever. And you're sitting there by the pool and I can't, and then Ashley and I host them every year now. Like, so I mean, we saw our first one.
house elevator.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So we've just had like the best times. And, you know, like we had our first, you know, we went to our first one and we're like, okay, that was our goal. Like we wanted to make enough income that we could, like, we want to give back to like the team. Like we want to pay for, it's just part of it. It's like part of business. And so being a part of our team is like getting invited to retreats, and we try to make it like, you know, every year we're like, let's just make it as baller as we can and go as, you know, and everyone get together and all you can eat, all you can drink, and let's, you know, hang out and have fun. And it's just been like that. I totally think that that's, you know, part of it, because looking back at the mom that I was before I joined this, like what the heck, like, you know, it's crazy to think like there's that out there. Like, do all women know that this is out there, that there's a place where you can go where people get together and they hang out and they eat and they drink and they go stay at mansions and they just, you know, and they talk about helping other people and making an income for their family and, you know, being positive and saying, you go girl, like a million times a day. Like that's out there. Like this is freaking awesome. So add that to the list.
Added. All right. So to wrap it up, I just have one more question that we do get a lot is what kind of certifications do I need? Do I need to be a personal trainer? Do I need to be like some sort of nutrition expert or certification or something like that? Because, you know, when you hear the word coach, people think that you have to meet some sort of qualifications, right? That you have to have some sort of degree or whatever, because, you know, if you go to a gym, those personal trainers have degrees, right? They have to do some sort of testing and all of that stuff. And that's not the case for coaching. We said before, like the only criteria to be a coach is that you just need to have passion and you want to help somebody and you want to lead with your heart. So I'm going to turn it over to Kayla because she is we have so many nurses on our team. Actually, I was like thinking about it earlier. So Kayla's a nurse, Ashley's a nurse, and I think it's kind of awesome. So I'm going to take it over to Kayla and she's going to talk about the certification part of it.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm Kayla. So I've been coaching for about 8 months now. At first, you know, like everyone else said, I was just a customer, came into it, you know, just thinking I was going to do the workouts and then the shakes. And at first, I'm going to be honest, I was not consistent with everything. I was not getting the workouts in consistently, and I was not getting the shakes in consistently. And my coach, I reached out to my coach and I said, I'm not getting these results. Like, why am I not getting these results? And she said, well, are you checking into the group daily? Are you leaning into the group? Are you leaning into our community? And I was like, no, not really. And she was like, well, you know, that's a big part of it. So we have these accountability groups and these motivational groups, and we're a part of this team. And that is such a huge part of, you know, getting our results. So once I actually put forth, you know, into the groups and I leaned into the community and I saw how everyone was so positive and uplifting, and I was a part of this sisterhood that I was never a part of ever in my life, I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then I got invited on these team calls, and we were all doing these Zoom calls way before they were popular now, you know, before COVID, pre-COVID, you know, but we were doing these Zoom calls and we were talking about our goals and our dreams and our visions. And I had never shared that with any other, you know, kind of women before. And it was amazing to me and it was inspiring. So, you know, it kind of just snowballed from there. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to dive in deep. And I think it was, you know, a call that Farron said at one point, and she was just like, why not you? You know, she asked herself, like, why not me? And I know that all of us here have probably asked ourselves that same question at some point, like, why not us? You know, so that is a big part of coaching. You have to ask yourself, you know, why not you? Why can't you do this? You know, so I am a travel nurse, you know, so I do have a little bit of experience, obviously, with nursing and a health background, like other nurses on this call as well. But I do not have any type of certification in personal training. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. But we do have different programs that are set up to help you with that. We have nutrition programs and we have fitness programs, and they both are set up in a way to help guide you and support you, not only for you, but also to help educate and help guide the people that you are going to sign up through this journey. So that is just a relief that you can get off your shoulders right now, that you do not need to worry about any type of certification. We are all a team as well. Like, once you join our team, you're on our team, and we are all here for each other. We all help each other. If there's any type of question you would ever have, you know, just ask one of us, ask your coach or ask the team. We have a team page that you can reach out to. So you are never alone in this. You are never by yourself. You are always doing something with the team. Or with your upline coach. So you never have to worry about not knowing everything. Okay. So we are all learning every day, no matter if it's me being in this, you know, for 8 months, or Farron and Ashley being in here for 4 years. You know, we're all still learning every single day. So, you know, don't be afraid about that. Did you want me to touch on anything else about that? We could all honestly talk about coaching all day, but we're just trying to give you the highlights.
We could.
We could talk about this all day.
No, I think that's good. Yes.
Wait 1 second. I was going to say, one of the biggest things that Kayla has ever said to me was, we were at this workout thing together, and I think it was like the first time we ever like met in person, and we were already like hugging and like, oh my gosh. And like, which is just crazy about all this, that we're all from different places and we didn't know each other before coaching, which is crazy. And now we literally talk, I think, almost every day, like in some shape or form. But the first thing that Kayla said to me, like, we're there and she's all pumped about coaching. She was like, this is amazing. And she's a nurse. And I really, especially right now, guys, like I look up to, my nurses and my healthcare workers so much that I'm like they're the gods of what's everything going on right now. And, but like, she said like, I am a nurse and I thought this is what I really wanted to do my whole life. And she was like, to help people. And she was like, but when I help people, she was like, I'm only helping them while they're with me. And she was like, so I get this opportunity after they're sick to help them. And then she was like, but as a coach, I get to help people before they get sick. She was like, I get to keep them from coming into the hospital. Like I get to be there and making sure that this doesn't happen. And it was just like these light bulbs of her coming off, like, and she was so pumped that like, I can do this. Like I can help people. Like I can change their life before they even get in the hospital. She's like, this is better than nursing. And, and I feel like it took her a second to like say all those things and like, and shout them out to the rooftops and how passionate about she was. But like, that has always stuck with me because I'm like, I just think that is such a different aspect to think like we really have this opportunity to help people before the mom gets depressed, like Ashley Wonhauser said, like we have a chance to help them before that, or before they have diabetes and high blood pressure and everything else, or, before they can't do the things or they have lung issues. I mean, like, holy crap, like this is really life-changing. So,
yeah,
too.
I had, it's funny you say that because I have another nurse on my team. She's a newer coach, and she said, I've been a nurse for, I forgot how many years. And she's like, but this is going to give me an opportunity to help them in a completely, like people in a completely different way. She's like, I've always wanted to help. Like, that's exactly why I went into nursing, was to help people. And now I can help people in a completely different way as I transition to, whatever it is. So yeah, I love that.
And something that like we didn't really talk about that is super important and that you might not figure out right now, and you might not figure out tomorrow or next month or even in a couple months, but you have to figure out your why. I am like so passionate about figuring out your why, because if you don't figure out why you are in this, why you truly want this, why you are going after this, why this is going to be such a big part of your life, then it is not going to get you as far as you can go. You can get so far in this business that to places you've never even dreamt of. And you have to have a strong why. And like I said, at first I didn't really understand my why. I kind of just thought like, okay, I just want to help people. And I had to really dig deep, like months into this. And the more I got into, travel nursing, and I kind of related that to coaching, and like everyone else is saying, like, I just realized there is more of a purpose for me in coaching than there ever will be with nursing. And that is not degrading, any nurses. And obviously, I love people and I love taking care of people and I always want to help people, but it's just helping them in such a different way. And I saw the freedom in this, and I saw the community. And I know each one of us has a different why we are doing this and why we keep pushing, because every day is not rainbows and butterflies for us. You are not just sailing through this, easily. You do have to put time into this, and you do have to put energy and work, and things are not going to happen overnight for you. But you have to stay consistent, and you have to have your why, and that will keep your drive going through this entire thing. And mic drop.
I love it. The one thing, I will add one more thing, and then I think we are going to wrap it up. But a lot of people are like, well, what if I don't want to run as much as you guys do? Like, what if I don't want to be like this? Maybe I just want to do it for like a hobby. And I usually touch on this when I talk about what a coach is, but there's different types of coaches out there. There is we're just, for example, all 6 of us that are right here in front of you, we are all different types of coaching. We are all in coaching for a different reason. And we may have started out for a different reason too. Maybe you're just starting out because you want to save some money. That's exactly why I started. I think Beth said that's exactly why she started, was just initially to save the money. Who doesn't like a deal? Who doesn't like to save money on the products that they're already using? So why not? And then, there's a hobby coach where you kind of just are here and there. Maybe you'll share something on Facebook. Maybe you'll share a little something on Instagram. Maybe your friends and family will just notice a difference, or your coworkers will just notice a difference in your personality. You're smiling more, your clothes are fitting better, like whatever it is. Maybe they notice and they start asking you questions and you share it with them. And then there's something that clicks and you're like, you know what? I want to change people's lives. And, kind of like dipping between like a hobby and maybe I want to do something with this. And then there's like a business builder where you're like, you know what? I can see where this can go and I want to run as far as I can up that hill. So it's whatever you want this to be. You can be as successful as you want to be in this, or you can kind of just sit back and say, you know what? Let me just kind of wait. Let me just see. The great thing about this company and this business is that it is your business and you are your own CEO. So there are no quotas that you have to meet every month. There's not a specific, that you have to sell so much within this month or you're going to get penalized or you're going to have to pay a fee or anything like that. This business is your business and you can push as much as you want within a month, or if you're having like a really crappy personal life and you need to take a step back, you're not going to get penalized for that. This is whatever you want it to be. And that's my favorite part about this company. Because, like Kayla said, it's not always going to be butterflies and rainbows. It's not like that in business, and it's not going to be like that in your personal life. And things are going to happen. There's going to be times where you don't want to show up. But like Beth said, the minute that you don't show up, though, on social media, people are going to forget about you. Like, that's the one thing that you do have to remember. So, if you want to build sandcastles, we'll build sandcastles. But if you want to run a marathon, we're going to be running that marathon with you. So I think we covered everything, unless anybody has anything else that they want to add. No? All right. So I guess if you have any questions that we didn't cover, please reach out to any of us, post it in our sneak peek group, reach out to the coach that invited you or shared this video with you, and we will get those questions answered for you. And hopefully we will see you guys on our team, and at our next retreat, we will be celebrating with you and just all of the things. So that's all I got.